All right, everybody. Hi. It is Monday, and this is Lunch Therapy episode 80. Yes, episode 80. We're all going to need some therapy. So there's some good therapy going on in the animated GIFs that I have on this page, so I'm just going to stop for a second and take a look. There's a cat who is massaging a woman. There is a dog with a weird neck massager thing. And there is also a cat massaging a cat. So that's cool. Let's see who's here. Camila Lopez. Wow. Yeah. Jose Salas. Happy Monday to all. Cat. Yeah. I like the cat massages. I got a different system going on today, so I don't know. Audio is kind of cutting out for me. You guys let me know if it is for you. I rely on you people to help us through this. This is a team effort. All right, let's get into this. Lunch therapy. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. The video is good on that end, because on this end, kind of weird. The picture is very crisp. It's a highly technical show today. I have my Spawn Till You Die shirt on. Ray Troll designed that shirt. I like showcase artists on this show. You'll see behind me, a lot of times I use this guy's visuals. His name is Taz. Visuals, Taz. This is a cat that he's been working on. I have been in contact with him, and he's given me his blessing. I just love, I'm sure you guys love it too. You've seen the shirts that I have where there's like kind of a winding, snaky thing. That all is him or her. I don't know. Holy moly, cool background. Step to the side. Okay. Isn't that rad? I love it. All right, so we're going to take in our breaths. Audio did drop out briefly, yep. Well, we're going to have to do. So let's take in our first breath. Hold it. Taking another breath. Hold it. Let it out. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need this today. Take in one more deep breath through the nose. In through the nose, out through the toes. And let it out. We have a whole show Friday where we just have the cat. That would be cool. Well, you can go to Taz Visuals on YouTube. Check out this cat and the many other cool stuff Taz has. We're going to hold our heart today. We're going to put our hands right on our heart. Give ourselves a hug. A little heart hug there. Because this is Self-Improvement Week, which does mean that we take care of ourselves. Take care of ourselves this week. Have to take care of yourself before you love yourself. Love yourself. I love you guys and gals. All right, so let's move on. Self-Improvement Week. Yes, what does Self-Improvement Week mean? We're going to investigate some different ways that we can improve our lives, especially now we're We're having, all kinds of crazy things going on outside of lunch therapy. We need to have ways to help ourselves out. And we're going to do that here on Self-Improvement Week. A little look ahead. Next week is Paranormal Week. Paranormal Week. What? I don't know. But there's some kind of thing, sometimes weird things happen that are outside the normal, that, and you get that kind of creepy feeling that like somebody's coming up behind you or somebody's going to attack you, or maybe, you see a ghost, or maybe you see Bigfoot out in the woods. These are all paranormal things that happen. I'm just getting this weird, I'm getting that weird, like creepy feeling too. But anyway, like I was saying, paranormal is not normal. So anything not normal, I want you guys to send it my way. Paranormal. So we're talking ghosts. We're talking Ouija boards. Any stories that you have of any kind of paranormal activity. There's that movie, Paranormal Activity. Scary movie. Like Kamala says, like the ghost that lives in our house. There is a ghost that lives in our house. He is apparently an ex-screenwriter. He never got his script finished. He's walking around in faded pajamas. Just never got it done. And so now he's going to complete it, and he's going to hand it off to me, ask me to give him notes. I hope he gets it done soon. Yeah, life is kind of paranormal at this time. He's the ghost of regret. So we don't want to have any regrets. So I have a treat for you. It's a little pep talk from one of our favorite people from way back when, Mr. Shia LaBeouf.
Do it! Just do it!
Okay.
Don't let your dreams
Don't
be
let them go.
dreams.
That's right.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow.
Yesterday,
So
you said tomorrow.
Just
do it!
Make your dreams
come true.
Just do it!
It's so true.
Dream of success while you're up and work hard at it.
You're going to work hard at it.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Remember that.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there.
This is for you, Ganel.
No, what are
You're
you
not
waiting
going to
for?
stop.
Do it!
Do it!
Just do it! Yes,
I love
you
this.
can!
I know this is
Just do it!
from a while back, but I find Shia LaBeouf to be very inspiring in this. A lot of people made fun of him. I saw a video of him watching himself doing it. He had a good time. What I love is people who have the ability to laugh at themselves. But, this is some good advice, and I think Ganel should take this advice. Mulva, my son, who shall not be named, saw a man in a white suit look at us and walk through our second-floor wall when we lived near two funeral homes. Well, that's an interesting story, and I want to hear more about that. I want to hear more. He was only 6 when he saw this. See, a lot of times, obviously, we've seen this in movies. Kids are the ones who see the paranormal activity. So I want to, people can video themselves telling these stories. They can send them to me in a text message or write them out or just and scan it, make several copies. Just send them my way because Paranormal Week. Now, as usual, we're going to look at some animals. I got permission to show you this because I just think this is something that we need right now, especially going into Paranormal Week. And also we have an entire self-improvement. So here is a giant lynx cat purring. Yes, you can send the stories telepathically using as an ESP. That's right. Absolutely. This is links. It's on the YouTube channel Wildlife Bernie. I mean, who doesn't want a pet lynx, right? Look at that. Look at his little face. It looks like, it just goes to show you all these cats are the same. It's just some of them are stronger and some of them could whack you and you'd be dead. I don't know if this lynx could, but maybe. He could probably bite you and that would be the end of it. I think the lynx purring is therapeutic. It's a way to kind. Wipe Z1 with a comment from Twitch. A very expected comment. And it's good to have you here. Follow Lunch Therapy. All right, now we're some people on Twitch. Nice. Nice puss, this one says. Better than tapping on the mic. Yeah, this is much better ASMR. Yeah, I love this. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, right? I'm going to show you another thing that is an animal that I love. I'm reading some of the Twitch comments now, and some of them I don't know whether to post. So I'm just going to go into the red panda, but I'm glad to have you people here. This is a red panda. It's at the Murayama Zoo. It looks like a little person in a panda suit. There he is, just chomping down some, I don't know what he's eating, cheese or something? Yeah, red pandas are swag. I don't know what swag is. I hope that's something good. Because they're super, super cool. I love that. I'm going to get off of that and, get back into it because we got to do some self-improvement today. So this is the thing. So today we're talking about stress. And I have a quote from the great philosopher Robert Downey Jr. And he says, "I've noticed that worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen." Yeah. R.Y. Cove is very stressed. You see, stressed, is stress and worry are pretty much linked. So worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen. So I don't know whether Robert Downey Jr. said that or not. I think that's, I don't know. I think somebody said that before him. But he's a good example. Some crazy stuff happened to his life. He woke up in somebody else's, some stranger's bed or something. I heard about that. And he ended up in jail at some point. Most people, I don't know, they just go off the rails like that. But he was able to pull it back together. Didn't he die? No. Robert Downey Jr., still alive. Although Tony Stark, perhaps dead. Perhaps dead. The actual saying is, worrying, praying for things you don't want. Yeah. And I don't know who said that. If anybody in the chat room knows who actually said that. It's true, and it's great advice because worrying about anything, right? I mean, just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
You see? Just do it. Adopt me. I love the fact that we have people in the chat room in Twitch, and I will try not to be hugely distracted by that because we got a lot to talk about. And
Hey, when's Jared Leto coming on here?
oh man, Jared Leto. Jared Leto has not. Any of you Twitchers out there, if you're Jared, he's kind of ignoring us. We got to get him on the show. We got to get the real Shia LaBeouf on the show. We had a great guest last week, Mark Andrews from Pixar. He wrote Incredibles, and he won an Oscar for Brave. So check that one out. Check out that episode. It's on YouTube. We're going to have a little bit more from that this week because we had the Princess Bride week. So I asked Mark about that a little bit because he's somewhat of an expert on that kind of thing. One of the things that I worry about is, why are you so inspirational? Teach me, please. There you go, Will Smith's cousin. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you about one of the things that I worry about is medical stress. I don't know if you guys worry about that kind of stuff, but as you get older, this is the thing. Is sometimes I think smart people or people with a lot of imagination worry more because they can imagine all the horrible things that could happen. And so they've just got this incredible imagination and incredible knowledge about things. Maybe I'm talking about myself. I don't think so. But anyway, some people are like this, and they worry a lot because they can imagine, they're imagining the things that are going to happen. Instead of imagining all the great things that could happen, for some reason they imagine the bad things. And I'll tell you why that is. It's because the brain is there to protect you. That was probably its initial use. You're doing all this thinking so that you can protect yourself. And a lot of times, the thinking that you're doing to protect yourself is old thinking or it's bad programming. Do I have tips to relieve stress? Will Smith's cousin. Yes, I do. And if you keep listening to this show, you're going to get many, especially this week, many tips to relieve stress. Many tips. So part of it is to understand what's causing that stress. And what's causing it, I've listened to a lot of people talk about this kind of thing. What's causing it is your brain is telling you, oh no, something terrible is going to happen. And if you do this, then this terrible thing is going to happen. And a lot of times it's false programming because a lot of the thoughts that we have in our head are either old thoughts from when we were cavemen or something, and there was a lynx that was coming to get our jugular. So we have that old kind of system in our body, that a system of adrenaline and stress and anxiety. And then on top of that, we have all these things that we've taken in through life. And some of the things are things that, our parents told us. And our parents lived different lives. So their idea of what's going to cause you danger and death and agony might not be the thing that's going to cause you danger and agony. So then you've got that programming in there. And then you've got just random stuff that people say. I using myself as an example. I'm a stand-up comedian. So a lot of times when I'm about to go on stage, I get all these thoughts that are don't go up there. You're not going to know what to say. What if you forget what you're talking about in the middle of it? Or what if this audience hates you? Or what are you doing? You're putting yourself in some kind of danger. Or why are you revealing yourself to these people? And so all these thoughts happen. Or you're watching another comedian, and then that comedian's so good that you're like, oh my God, that's a real comedian. I suck. All of these thoughts, if I were to follow them, I would never do anything. And I would never be able to.
Do it!
Exactly. I'd never be able to do it.
Do it!
Everybody needs a little Shia LaBeouf in their head going.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
So yeah, so there you go. And then, okay. I wanted to talk about, okay, what can you do about that? Just for the Will Smith's cousin. What can you do about that? One of the things that you can do, from what they say, is you can meditate. And so if you meditate, this is the way they describe it, is there's you, and then you're looking at those thoughts. And you are this soul, this being, this oneness. And then the thoughts are going by, and the only way you can really differentiate yourself from those thoughts is to sit still and just kind of watch them come in and take note. And you can even take inventory of your thoughts and say, I don't think I want to think that one anymore. And you can reprogram yourself. But first, you have to sit still and kind of just listen. Just listen to your own head. And Mulva says, your brain is incapable of rational thought for 18 minutes after neurotoxins are released in a fight or flight freeze response. So that happens to me. That's happened to me many times. I get the fight or flight response, and we get this all to different degrees. But sometimes it's completely inappropriate and debilitating. And they call that a panic attack. And in the panic attack, like I'm going to re-look at this, what Mulva said, your brain is incapable of rational thought for 18 minutes after neurotoxins are released in a fight or flight freeze response. And we all know that because, you get in an argument with, say, your spouse, and you get crazy irrational, and you start to say stuff that doesn't make any sense because we've gotten into that fight or flight response. But meditation regulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Well, there you go. That's another reason to meditate. So sometimes if you feel like you're so angry that you can't function, or you're so angry that you're going to say something mean to somebody, or you're so angry that you can't even think, just sit down and breathe. That's why we breathe at the top of the show. That's why we breathe at the top of the show, because it calms down our nervous system. And there's this guy that he's called Wim Hof. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. This is one of the guys we're looking at this week. His name is Wim Hof. And the reason I have the snow in the background is because Wim Hof is a guy who's into two things. Well, three things that I know, and many more, I'm sure. But one of the things, he has breathing techniques. And his breathing techniques involve taking in a lot more air than you're letting out. All right. Wolf Chip. I love it. If you could follow us on Twitch, we'd love it. Get your friends. So Wim Hof, you can actually go to his website. He has a website, and you can go there, and you can even do some of this stuff. Like right now, I'm not selling this or anything. I'm just interested in different things that are going to help us out, help us improve. And one of the things that this guy does is he does these breathing techniques, and these are not things that he necessarily made up. They're age-old things. And he believes, and science has backed him up, that he can control his nervous system, his endocrine system, his immune system, which is another thing that obviously is a big deal right now. And they have proven that he is able, through these breathing techniques, to increase or decrease his immune system and become and stay healthy. They've even injected bacteria that would make a person sick into him. Doctors did this in a very controlled situation, and they found that he was impervious to it. And then they found that his disciples that had also learned this technique also were able to recover or never even have the illness. But the other thing they do is they go out in the snow and they run around like idiots. The guy he holds the world record for sitting in an ice cube, he calls it, which is just like it's like a bath of ice, and he sat in there for I don't know how long, but it's the world record. And he apparently, and I don't know if this is true, he apparently climbed Mount Everest only wearing shorts. I knew a guy one time, he said, I once ran a marathon on only a cheeseburger. And I said, wow, you must have had to run around a lot of times. Wim Hof apparently ran a marathon in the desert with no water and a horse with no name. No, there was no horse. But yeah, he also climbed Mount Everest in shorts. I don't know if I believe that. That's one of those like, did the moon landing happen or not? You know, I'm sure there are theorists that say he never climbed Mount Everest, but he did. He climbed his Mount Everest in just shorts, like, I don't know, bare feet. Is that possible? But you can go on these retreats with this guy, and you go out into Poland at this mountain, and you can live in this log cabin, the breathing exercises, and then he has everybody run out into the snow and dive into freezing cold water. And if you see the videos on YouTube, I'm not going to show them, maybe later on in the week, but they are loving it. They're just loving it. They're out there in the freezing cold water like, woohoo! And whether he's made them insane with these breathing techniques or whether this stuff really works. I am going to try it this week. I am going to immerse myself in cold water every single day. I'm making that pledge. And I will tell you how it goes. I'm a person who cannot stand cold water. This is a good question, Ganel. Why would you decrease your immune system? Well, because, and I'm not a doctor. Maybe some of these doctors can come on here and explain this. But you would decrease your immune system because sometimes your immune system attacks something too aggressively and starts to hurt your body. Let's see what our other chat room people say. The Polish must be genetically extreme. I worked with Jerzy Grotowski in a theater experiment, and it was nuts. Very interesting, but nuts. Well, Philip has done that and then gotten back into the hot tub. Well, Wim Hof says that you just do it for a short period of time. You just every day, you take a cold shower. And it doesn't even have to be that long. It just can be a few minutes. Why would you want to decrease your... Okay, we got past that. Also, inflammation, of course. We all know putting ice on something reduces inflammation and then your body can heal it. So I'm going to do this. This is the cold water challenge. Where I'm going to jump in the cold water for at least 5 minutes every day this week. If anybody wants to join me, tell me in the chat room. You're going to take cold showers. One time, my friend Ganel, he hates me for this, but I'm surprised he's still my friend. I went to somebody roped me into going to one of these seminars about selling books and tons of money. And I think that it was single. I'm not naming any names, but somebody sent me to this thing where they told us about selling books. And I went there and I was like, that's not for me. I can't go anywhere selling books. I guess it was a while ago. And instead of having a huge encyclopedia, which no one has anymore, you could get these books. And that way you could teach your kids if you didn't know anything. Or if you never learned how to do the things. Or maybe, I guess when you teach your kids, you have to relearn everything. So you have this book that you could look in. So they said, do you have any friends that might want to do this as well? So I was like, yeah. And I put down Ganel's name. And Ganel went to the seminar, and I didn't really even know. And then, one day he's like, I'm going this summer to go sell books. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, that thing that you sent me to. I'm going to go sell books in Texas. So he went down to Texas and sold books, and he hated me for this. Because apparently they make you take cold showers in the morning and sing I'm the Bookseller song. And I don't know, Ganel didn't necessarily enjoy doing that. And then on top of it, I went on a vacation. Ganel says he hates Texas too. Good thing Sue Pascal's not. She would be upset. Our Texas contingent. But, they would understand. Not only did he have to sell the books, but at the end of the summer, somewhere along the line, he had to ask somebody if he could borrow their car so that he could deliver the books as well. These giant, giant books. Taking a cold shower, singing the song. I sent him a postcard. I went on a vacation that summer, and I sent him a postcard that scenery is here. Wish you were beautiful. Houston, no less. All right, we're at the end of the show, unfortunately. There's a whole week, though, where we can... Is anybody improved yet? I haven't yet. but we're on our way. So everyone who watched this show knows that at the end of the show, we have something called dance break or dance therapy. And today I have this kind of in tune with the whole Wim Hof thing and the whole, oh, good. One of our watchers is greatly improved. I like that. So this is some throat singing from Russia. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Altai throat singing. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I like this. I just want to put this comment on the screen. Laughter from watching you has improved me daily. Thank you, Molva. That's good to hear on our 80th episode of Lunch Therapy. And now for some throat singing. Altai throat singing. I can see this being therapeutic. Reminds me of a didgeridoo. Altai Mountains, Russia.